So K2Fly, we're a youngish company, about 2.5 years, been on the ASX for nearly 2 years now, about 25 staff, depending on the share price, market cap anywhere between 15 and 20 mil, and we're obviously a tech play. We play in the technology space, delivering services to tier 1 companies pretty much exclusively, so companies such as FMG, Programmed, Western Power, that type of organisation. We have got 3 different lines of business. We sell our own IP, mainly that's a product called Infoscope. Infoscope is a piece of technology that works in the sort of environmental, social and governance space, a lot tied up with land management and the social license to operate. So that's our own IP. We sell that, and clearly 100% of the funds with that come back to us. We resell other people's IP, so as an example, there's a UK company called Capita, and they have a mobile field working solution called FieldReach. We resell that to companies such as Arc Infrastructure, who are part of the Brookfield Group, and obviously we retain 50% of the revenues from that software, and we remit 50% to them. And then the third line of business we have is where we sell consultancy and advisory services, and for the financial year closed June 2018, probably 80% of our revenues came from consultancy and advisory services. So we recently published our quarterly update reflecting the revenues and sales made in the period to September 2018. We did close on $1 million, 990, something of that order. The quarter before we were in the mid 900s, so that's going fairly consistently. Most of those revenues to date have come from consultancy and advisory services. We're certainly planning and hoping to move it along, so more and more of those revenues will come from software, typically software as a service, and the main area where that will play will be the Infoscope solution based upon our potential pipeline of work we've got. We would look very favourably upon growing the Infoscope, the software as a service revenues, so that hopefully that will match the consultancy and advisory services work we do in the not too distant future. In our last quarterly we did talk about our new plan, which is called Invest for Growth. We certainly are growing. We've recruited some new staff. We're looking at widening our footprint, increasing our scope of work that we do in existing clients and prospective clients. And this is the idea that the timing is right for organisations such as us. Although we're clearly a micro-cap business because our focus is on tier 1 clients, and because their focus at the moment is around digital transformation, digital disruption, we think we're very well placed to go for growth. It would be easy just to sort of cut costs and not look to expand, but that would be pretty pointless as a micro cap. Yes, the SAP relationship is very important to K2Fly. I personally have worked with SAP for more than 2 decades. We are a so-called silver partner with SAP, and where this is particularly important is with our Infoscope solution. Infoscope is sold as software as a service. We've invested quite a lot of time, effort and money importing the Infoscope solution onto the SAP cloud, which is the HANA platform, and we're now working very closely with a significant number of SAP account executives to make sure we're promoting the Infoscope solution into their clients. This is a very important relationship for us. It is early days. We've been with them, I guess, for a year, but the growth forecasts for 2019 and beyond are based to a large extent around working hand in glove with SAP. So in October, for instance, 3 of us spent some time in Prague in the Czech Republic. We made a couple of presentations at the Global SAP Mining Conference. We were very well received there. Our case study where we talked about FMG and the use of Infoscope in FMG was very well received, and a significant number of SAP account executives brought their clients, typically CIO, COO level, to our stand to have a look at the Infoscope solution. And coming out of those meetings, we've now organised a number of demonstrations and presentations to some really significant industry figures. The SAP relationship is really important to us, but we do have other strategic relationships with some very big players in the tech space around the world. We have relationships, for instance, with ABB and GE and Capita and other such organisations who have a global presence. We managed to secure these relationships on the basis that we have a number of subject matter experts who work for us. These are senior figures with decades of experience in the correct vertical markets, and those other big players are very happy to work with us to ensure that our subject matter experts get in front of the right people in those organisations and indeed find themselves in a position where they can promote the solutions offered by those very big players. Yeah, so moving forwards, we are busier than ever at the moment. We've responded to a great number of invitation to tenders and RFIs. We've got ongoing conversations happening with some very big players, especially in the resources and oil and gas sectors, but as interestingly also in the utility space and railway sectors. So there is a lot on at the moment. Obviously, they are opportunities for us to win business. None of them are guaranteed, you can't say that, but we are healthily placed. The pipeline we have developed, which will come to fruition mainly in 2019, is pretty astonishing for a microcap such as ourselves. We've done that by focusing on tier 1 clients and focusing on tier 1 partners, and that and our approach to developing our own staff is going to see some fantastic returns in 2019 and beyond.